Good morning, everybody. Kate here at Second Verse Paper Studio. Welcome back to my desk. It is time for the full flip through of my Junk Journal July project. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. I have actually not done a full cover to cover flip through of this book yet. Decided to wait until I was with you. Obviously I've seen the pages. First of all, I made them. And I did some flipping back and forth when I was looking for my last few empty pages, but I have not been through this whole beast cover to cover yet. And it is an absolute beast. I think I've got my January one here. So here's the January journal, which the flip through of this one is still my #1 video on here, but I went bigger this time, in the original size of the journal, and look at this beast. There's January, here's July. This thing is huge. I put a lot into it. I did a lot of experimenting, but I also felt like I could be a little more intentional with this journal. The July one seemed to be a lot of happy little accidents, or the January one. The July one I felt more like I was in control, like I would have a vision and could make it happen. I don't know where my ruler is right now, but if I remember correctly, this was about a 5x7 journal, and it is almost as thick as it is wide, so probably 4.5 to 5 inches thick and jam-packed. So let's get into it. Obviously I have to tie this baby shut. And I did, those of you who have been following along with my page-by-page videos, let's see if I still have that. I switched out the little mini notebook on the cover. I had this weird bumblebee paper, and it was just too bright and loud on the cover, so I decided to go with something a little more muted, and it kind of fit the vibes of the rest of the journal a little better. So, got my belly band on the cover with just this little notebook full of scraps from the rest of the journal. These are all just bits and pieces I've torn off that I used elsewhere in the book. So, there's that. If you remember from the kickoff video, I did not do the prompts in order at all. I had my handy dandy little bucket of papers and pulled random ones each day. I also did not put them in the book in order. So like I didn't pull day 3 and go to the 3rd page and do the prompt. I pulled day 3, looked around for something that kind of fit that prompt, because I had all my pages kind of, well, they're Franken pages, so they're pre-collaged. And looked for a page that spoke to me and then did it there. So I don't remember which pages are which through most of the journal. So we'll have to see how this goes. Right off the bat, I think this one was details. I had just the coolest photo from an old science book. And I knew I wanted this page to be the very first page because it kind of sets the tone for the whole book. The details in here being like antlers and the top hat and wings and the eye patch and bunny ears, and everything's just slightly off of ordinary. You know, everything is slightly extraordinary. Also, I'm in love with this effect. This is called a Turkish map fold, and really easy actually. I saw it in the, you're gonna laugh, I saw it in the D&D movie. when they're doing their big exposition thing. And I wondered if you could really do something like that in real life. So theoretically I could have a page that's bigger than, I mean this one's already, it sticks out past the edges of my book, but I could have a much bigger page in here if I wanted to. So love the Turkish map fold. This is one of the last pages I did. I tried to have an element on every page that's just slightly different, slightly extraordinary, slightly whimsical, like her umbrella made of roses here. And I really did love having all the pages that were like pre-collaged to a certain extent. If you go back and look at my original kickoff video, I showed just the Franken pages, the random papers I used to make the signatures, and some of the pages I covered up most of it, and other pages I really leaned into what was already there. This guide to lilies was the page that was here. I just added some lace to it. So there's a few pages where I did that kind of a thing. This one I believe is Good Vibes. Just added a little shimmer in here. And there's a poem that says, people buy a lot of things, carts and balls and nails and rings, but I would buy a bird that sings. I would buy a bird that sings and let it sing for me, and let it sing of flying things and mating in a tree. And then I'd open wide the cage and set the singer free. This right here is one of my favorite pages. I really like how it turned out, and it's got kind of a 3D element in here with the baking paper. And she actually does not belong on this picture. These are from two separate books. But I had a lot of fun finding a home for her in here. I did a lot of these like random paper flips. Add a lot of journaling space, or they're good scraps you could tear off and use somewhere else. This one was negative space. And I cut the little girl out of this photo and added a different little girl. Like she's practicing to be a ballerina, and here she is in all of her glory. I added some lace and some flowers to her outfit here. I think she's so pretty. This is the page that started it all. This guy right here, my first little hint of whimsy in the whole journal. So he set the tone. This thing over here, I had to actually clip shut because it wants to flop open when I turn the page. But it's two envelopes, so there's little journaling cards in there. There's actually a surprising amount of journaling space in this journal, which is kind of nice. Journal card over here. I think this one was possibly a letter to myself. I don't remember. Made a little bookmark. Get back in there. I can. Helps if I do it straight. So we're going to go ahead and clip this shut again. Alright, that's the end of the first signature. Look at how thick. Yeah, I've got another signature bound on the other side, but look at how thick that got. Here's another one. I did a video a few days ago with that ephemera kit from the Bleds store on Amazon. I used more of their stuff in here. That was a perfect little infusion of new supplies and stuff right when I needed it. I was struggling really hard last week. But here's one of the little envelopes I made on the video testing out their supplies. I love, love, love these little wax seals. It's just a big old journaling card. But I like the finished envelope feel. Here's just a journaling card out of my stash. It's my tickets page. I thought it would be kind of fun to have, instead of like I think these are bus tickets, but I thought it'd be fun, what if instead of buses and trains and things, you took hot air balloons to get from point A to point B. So there's my whimsy for this page. And I found this cute, this is part of a little poem. It says, prairie goes to the mountain, mountain goes to the sky sweeps across to the distant hills, and here in the middle am I. And this is another one I didn't do a whole lot to the base pages because they did have a lot of nice collaging on them already. I think this one was torn, and I made some homemade mushroom cutouts here and added some cool tassel stuff over here just for some texture. Got another mushroom in here on a journaling card. Just a pretty simple spread, but I like the colors a lot. This one was my interactive page. I was so excited to get this done. I had a vision, and this is another one where, like I said, I felt like I could be more intentional. I knew I could do something a little bit wild with this. So I did one of my little flower pockets, and there's some like buttons in here and snaps that look kind of like gears or wheels. So it kind of goes with the whole bicycle theme. So that's in there. Got a bicycle tag with some actual little metal gears on it. Just a teeny bit of journaling space back there. And this is bicycle ad, the reprint. Actually, it's an ad for the bicycle they're riding, I believe. And then these guys are actually tied in into the journal, but they can drive down the road if you want to. My string's not super long because I didn't want them to hang out past the bottom of the page. I didn't want to risk that getting wrecked, but I just thought that was something a little fun and a little different. And they tuck really nicely behind the bicycle ad up here. Kind of keeps them safe, keeps them from bending and folding in there. Another Turkish map fold. And it's just a grandma and her granddaughter, and they're looking at a butterfly. Again, the butterfly came from a different book. It's a little hard to see right now, but it's actually in color. It's just a mostly white butterfly. And then here's a little a little passage about a butterfly crawling out of its chrysalis and being amazing. Yeah, I wanted things to be a little bit fantastical. Well, there's some things in real life, like just everyday things that are kind of fantastical. Little kids growing up to be amazing at what they love, or caterpillar turning into a butterfly, that kind of thing. I like this page a lot. I don't remember what the theme was. This is one of the last ones I did as well. But I love all the pink in it. I don't do a lot of pink. But it turned out nice. This is another envelope from the Bleds review video. This one is extra long. So lots and lots of journaling space. And I turned my little suitor over here into a dragonfly using some architectural paper. I thought that was fun. Like, he showed up with flowers and took her to the movies and or the theater. This is another one of my absolute favorite pages in here, and I did this one really, really early. But it's a page that I really leaned into the collage that was already on the page. I just added the berries bit here, and the little boy looking for goodies in the grass. Got a little tag here. I love the colors in this one. I love the balance in this one. And I'm really, really happy with how his wings turned out. It was hard to get wings right on this odd angle, but I'm really, really happy with them. There's another signature done. Oh, this one was gratitude. I found in my local Goodwill the most gorgeous stationery set with these like gilded birds in it. And so I actually cut them out of the greeting cards that came in the stationery set. And they're so pretty, they just shine. More of that 3D wax paper effect down here. I actually glued it over a poem to kind of age it. And the poem, I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's long, but it's talking about common gifts, like the sunshine is a glorious thing that comes alike to all. And yeah, it's the things that everybody gets. And the last verse here, it says, there are as many lovely things, as many pleasant tones for those who dwell by cottage hearths as those who sit on thrones. So there's my gratitude bit, the things we all share. There's another piece from that stationery set, the envelope that goes with it. It's just so gorgeous. Here's my nostalgia page. Gave us some Little Women. I know it's not near enough of them, but I had these three that kind of went together with the flower theme, so went with them. A couple journaling tags in here. This one's got a library checkout card on it. My maximalist page was a lot of fun. So loud. I should tie that in a bow or something. Strings out of the way. I actually drew the teapot pieces onto a greeting card. This is a Christmas card. Cut them out, inked them up, and I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. And yeah, I love this page so much. I knew immediately, as soon as I started my flip through and I saw these big, loud, like morning glories, I think, on here, I knew this was going to be the maximalist page. It just had to happen. It was so bright compared to the previous page, but love it. Love, love, love it. Here's my pop of color page. The butterflies in the birdcage instead of birds. Oh, there's a bookmark in there. I really like the colors in that one too. This one I think is framed, and I saw her in my stash of paper dolls, and she's just so pretty, and she's got such a lovely smile. I really just wanted to give her a spread of her own. And I've got a picture from a seed catalog, another poem called I Meant to Do My Work Today. I meant to do my work today, but a brown bird sang in the apple tree, and a butterfly flitted across the field, and all the leaves were calling me. And the wind went sighing over the land, tossing the grasses to and fro, and a rainbow held out its shining hand. So what could I do but laugh and go? So, here's my cozy page. These are kittens that, I don't remember how many greats, either one or two, like my great aunt saved from greeting cards. She had a cat scrapbook, so I have a lot of those pieces saved. And then I wanted kind of like a quilt vibe on here, and some of these are actually quilted. I don't know if you can see that, but some of them are actually quilted. Did a little bit of gilding on the plate. So a little cozy tea time. It's a really soft page. Then we get to the back, and because it's an infinity journal, we just keep going. This is probably the busiest page ever. This was my upcycled page. And so I just did another scrappy paper stack here. Some architecture paper, some vellum, just things I used in other spots. Here's a paint sample card. I added the butterflies to kind of finish it off. Just give you something to look at as you go through the stack here. And then on this side, I've got, I think this is a bridge score pad for journaling on. And then I've got some altered playing cards in here, which I think turned out pretty cute. Another one of those little bitty kittens. She sat and fussy cut these, then glued them into an old-fashioned scrapbook, which I guess at the time was not old-fashioned, but yeah, they're just adorable, and this one's actually even slightly fuzzy. Love it. This double pocket actually happened because I can't count to 31. I knew I needed a spread per day. 31 days in July. Should be really easy to do 31 pages. Nope, I had like 4 extras. It's just wild. So I folded the pages over and made a big double pocket page. This is one of the first pages I did. I think this was for pockets. Could have been for tickets too, which I've run into that a lot. I use a lot of the same elements. But I thought maybe this guy was studying butterflies. So he'd taken the train and found all kinds of fun goodies. And this is his luggage he's sitting on. Like, how fun is that? Like, he just got off the train and he's got his butterflies. Let's see if I can get this out of here. This is a little enamel bead. He's out exploring the world looking for butterflies. And I left the little page fillers on here. I just really like them. I don't know why. Blank page. I told you I can't count. I'll have to add something in here. Oh my gosh. Because I can't count. That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Alright. I don't remember what this page is, but it's pretty. A few months ago I actually got a pack of vintage photos off of Etsy from somebody who goes to estate sales. So I actually have a ton of pictures of this couple. Going back to the 30s. It's amazing. I've got some of the most gorgeous pictures. But I gave them wings, because why not? I made a journaling card, bookmark tag thing. What's going to put in here? Oh, another journaling card. Lots of butterflies in this journal. I don't remember what this page was, but pretty. I've got some little tags and doodads in here. With some of my favorite paper in the whole world. Oh, this guy. I added the monocle and the top hat, and I think it turned out nice. It makes me really happy. These are just some vintage animal cards. I have a whole deck of these. This one I think was paper samples. And again, I just leaned into the page that was already there, and then this is part of a greeting card. And it unties. I'm not going to untie it though. I'm going to leave it. And I've just got a random assortment of things that were pretty, or had a fun texture, or that I used elsewhere in the book. Some offcuts of things. This is actually a strip I trimmed off of the Granny butterfly page. So yeah, I thought it turned out really nice. This one was Balance, and I love this one because they don't match, but they do go together. In my mind, it's kind of a yin and yang thing. Old and young, black and white. With a really pretty doily in the middle. This is actually a lot of fun just to touch and mess with. This one I think was Postcard. Another little scrappy bundle there. This one, it seems like a really weird page to love, but I really do love it. This was like stripped back or something, so I really just went with the white space over here. Added the dandelion, which I did gild the dandelion. I don't know if I'll get it to shine a little bit. Cute little tag with a key. And it just says Wish. This is one of my weirder pages, but I think it turned out nice. Layers on Layers, I believe. And I had this gorgeous picture that goes with this gorgeous photo. It's like a self-portrait thing in an art book. So I decided she was getting ready for the ball. And down here I got journaling space and what could be her, I don't know. Maybe somebody did a sketch of her or something. But the lace is just loose hanging there. And I got a little more of it over here. Again, the colors work really well together. I think it turned out nice. So was Playlist. And I looked at the prompt and I had no idea what on earth I was going to do. But she went to a dance. Got a little thing on Everlasting Flowers over here. I love this frog so much. That was tricky to get him to stand up like that on the pocket. But I've got a sheet music tag on there. An invitation to a bachelor's ball. Tuck those away again. And then I've got journaling space down here. And he's attached in such a way that you still can open this. And you can write, and then you can close it up. His legs go with the flap. Like I said, that ended up being a tricky bit of engineering. We'll just tuck that later. Some was contrast, and I wanted to go for like a caterpillar and butterfly kind of thing. Like maybe there's the girl, and here she is all grown up, or something. And then I figured we got the torn edges and the curves and black and white, and here we've got more rectilinear, color, organized vibes on this side. So a couple different layers of contrast. And that is the final page. I will have to figure out something to do with that one I missed. I can't believe I missed one. I did all the prompts, so this is yet another extra page. So be on the lookout for that. I'll do something and add it to the playlist as a bonus page. If y'all have any prompts, something you'd like to see me tackle, go ahead and drop them in the comments below. I'm open to ideas because, like I said, I've gone through all of the July prompts. But this is the page I'm working with. I've got maps, I've got flowers. Just see what comes of it. I hope you all had a wonderful Junk Journal July. I know I did. I had a ton of fun. And let me know down in the comments how your experience went. I'll be watching for your flip through videos as well. I've been binge watching a little bit already. Those few that have started putting their flip throughs on. I'm always so excited to see what you guys all have done. So have a great day and happy crafting.